I was 8 years old. I started my first venture. It wasn't really my first business technically because, I was 8. So I won't quite count it as that for this video. And what I did is I sold golf balls and lemonade. It was a lot of fun for me. I lived in Florida. I had a golf course in the back of my house. And so my little cousin and I forced him. I think he's my little big cousin now. And so we would go out there. Sometimes I would go out. A lot of times I would go out by myself, and golf balls were 50 cents, I think, and lemonade was $1. And I think I had specials where you could get 3 golf balls for $1 or something like that. I made a good amount of money every day for a little kid. Of course, I didn't know it at the time, but looking at it as an adult, I made like somewhere between $50 and $100 if I stayed out there all day, or not even all day actually, because my mom was like, "You didn't stay out there all day." When I got my first job as a teen, and I got my check, and I saw all this stuff taken out, I was like, nah, this is not gonna work. But starting a business, I didn't know how hard that was going to be. I didn't have any real life examples around me, any successful business owners. I did have people that had successful careers, but successful businesses, not so much. And another thing was I didn't even have an idea about what business I wanted to start. You may be able to relate to that. But a teacher of mine found out something that I was doing and said, other people would pay for that. And that's how I started my first business, which was a virtual assistant business. It was really, really niche, helping a specific part of the population that notoriously they don't make a lot of money. So I really wanted to be of service to this community and offer them a service that is kind of considered a luxury sometimes for business owners. But it was very discouraging because I had family members who said,
"We aren't business owners, we are managers."
Or, in the first couple years of the business, it was like, so,
when are you going to get a real job?
And I had to teach myself everything: how to build a website, how to build a funnel, how to have professional looking invoices so I'm not sending clients my Cash App or my PayPal, how to build whole business systems so that I could start outsourcing and getting into the process of automating and all of those things, which I'm still trying to automate more now. And at that time, I was using Google products, Google Drive, a lot of different systems to make things free. So the issue was I was making good side money, not sustainable money, good side money. I'd say between $500 to $700, somewhere between that consistently on good months. But in LA, that is not enough money to survive. So I was still working a really part-time job, trying to still build up this business and all of that stuff. So yeah, I was still working part-time to supplement my income, and I really didn't want to raise my price on my clients. I had people willing to invest in my business, but if I had investors, I felt like I would have to raise the price on the clients to be able to pay the investors money and profit, which defeated the whole reason I started the business. So I thought in my head, I was like, okay, let me run a crowdfunding campaign. Sometimes businesses do that. That way I can make money through marketing. If you want to know how that turned out, make sure you check out my video on I think I got scammed by a consultant. So after that experience, I was really frustrated. I was done. I wanted to completely switch industries, maybe niches, definitely my target audience, the people that I wanted to serve. Most of them were incredible. Most of them were great. Most of them gave me reviews and told me things that made all of it worth it. There were a few people who really made it difficult for me. I had a difficult client that made it very difficult for me. I had a so-called person who joined, and I did research on them, and they were supposedly anyway, I found a coach. I set it in my head that I wanted to move to a different industry. I was going to find a different coach outside of my current industry at the time And that coach had to be 100% business, nothing within the industry or niche that I was used to. And I went through Google looking for something very specific. I dug through pages on Google, and we don't go past the first page on Google. So I was serious. I still had my first business, a virtual assistant business, but I started to build out the second business with the help of my coach. And I actually started selling Facebook banners. And my second coach taught me how to use nothing but elbow grease, meaning hard work, for those of you who are too young to know what elbow grease means, to sell my Facebook banners online. And it was really my first crash course in really understanding the digital marketing process on a holistic level. I had other things in the past, but this was the first time that I really actually got it. I had no overhead. I had no website. I had no fancy funnel. I had no funnel at all, except I guess through myself, that was technically a funnel, but no automated funnel. And at that point, she's the one who showed me, once I started getting a lot of people, or a good amount of people that I was speaking to, asking me about my website and how to purchase. Got a Squarespace site, just to be able to sell. That didn't cost anything. Again, just building it myself. And that was, I feel like, the start of me really going into social media marketing. That's actually was my goal at the beginning of working with her, but I knew I didn't understand enough just yet. So at the end of that year, I closed my first business. I still had a handful of clients. I had that business for 5 years when I closed it. And according to Fortune, 50% of new businesses close in their first 5 years. So I learned so much in my first business. Was it a failure? I mean, maybe I closed it, so technically it failed, but I learned so much, to the point that my second business was profitable very, very quickly. And I've grown so much in the past few years. So whatever you're going through right now, just remember, if this is your season where you feel like you're failing, it's probably setting you up for success in ways you don't even know or understand right now. You probably feel so frustrated and maybe even scared, but if you can just find a way to keep taking that step forward and making sure you're taking care of yourself and making sure you're fed and healthy and all of those things, but take a step forward for yourself a little bit every day, whatever your goal you're trying to reach, all of these failures are setting you up for something much better down the road. I'm here every single day. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.